Good afternoon, everyone. Well, how time has flown. We are
Yes,
now at the 30th of November, the
30th.
end of the official end of the hurricane season. That's not saying that something could not creep up tomorrow, but we're at the end of the season, and God has been good to us. I could not finish my introduction without saying that. We were completely spared of any storm, any any weather of significance other than the heavy rains we had recently, which is still showing more benefits to the land. All the farmers are still smiling. We're getting water in our pipes every day. And so as a result, sometimes there are some things that many people get distracted by the little difficulty that they may face, but they do not count the greater good. So we're happy this afternoon for our final one for the hurricane season. Met meteorologist Mr. Lenard Josiah to give us a roundup and the final weather forecast for 2020 hurricane season.
My
Review.
brother, my
So
brother, my brother,
Josiah,
it has been definitely good sitting with you. And I know that we really embarked upon a novelty during the course of this hurricane season. And I must say it has been a fun ride. And as we sought to bring everyone up to speed with the latest information so that they can know and make the correct decisions and to inspire and to inform our populace as to the nature of what's actually taking place in the Atlantic. Today is the final day of the Atlantic hurricane season. We close it off for 2020, but that is not to say that we cannot have a storm or two forming in the month of December. We have had that in the past. So with the Atlantic hurricane season still a busy one, we could still have residual effects going over into 2020, into December. And don't be surprised if some of you have a late storm or two going over into 2021. But today officially closes off the 2020 hurricane season. And as I share the screen today, you can see the wide Atlantic Ocean, the ones in the Caribbean Sea, all the way down here. We don't have any area of interest, even right out to the coast of Africa. We're not seeing anything of interest, but there's this one little area out here, which is an area of disturbed weather that the National Hurricane Center is monitoring for the Azores and the Canary Islands and even Northern Africa, that this particular area here continues to be monitored for signs of development. It's really just about a 40% that it can develop in the next 2 to 5 days as it drifts slowly southwestwards over the next day or two. After that, the environmental conditions are forecast to become unfavorable for further development. But regardless of subtropical development, this system could produce some strong gusty winds over the Madeira Islands through to Tuesday. Not that that has any bearance on us at all. It really has no impact. It has no effect on the Eastern Caribbean. It's just an academic interest as we close out the 2020 hurricane season. We close it out with just about 31 depressions and 30 named storms and 13 hurricanes and 6 major hurricanes. Truly, it was an active year by all forecasts, and it turned out to be an active year for this year. But insofar as it was an active year, many places would have seen 1, 2, 3, even 4 storms, such as the Louisiana in this general location. They had rather an active year. Even down in the Yucatan Peninsula, down in this general location down here, it would have been a rather active year. They suffered some of the more intense hurricanes, which is Iota and also Theta or Eta, which winds of 150 or 160, gusting with higher. But for us in the Eastern Caribbean, we are saying that God has been good to us, and we are thankful that we have been spared. We did not see anything other than some area of disturbed weather that moved on over us. We got spared in terms of tropical cyclone, or yes, we had a 1 or 2 puffs of tropical storm force winds, but in terms of the real hurricanes and the real impacts from these tropical cyclones, albeit that it was a record-breaking year for us here in Antigua and Barbuda, we did not see anything of significance. You're looking at the satellite photograph right now, and for us in Antigua and Barbuda, if you're on the outside, we are having some clouds. Antigua and Barbuda, we are located right there. Some clouds are still with us in this evening because of a low-level trough, and that low-level trough is forecast to weaken in the next 24 hours, and we are likely to see the clouds diminishing, bringing some drier atmospheric conditions. But the whole Atlantic Ocean is not necessarily active for right now. And my brother, we close it off, thanking God that we were spared in this year.
Certainly, certainly, certainly. And it doesn't even seem as if it was a record-breaking hurricane season, because nothing of significance negatively impacting us happened. And so most times when negative things do not happen, persons do not take note of anything. I'm sure most persons would not be aware that it was a record-breaking storm, record number of storms for the season. So it's good.
Right.
We want to thank you for the sacrifice you made for the last 6 months, giving us the weather update, sometimes on the trying circumstance, trying to make it to be here with us, juggling it with your time for work. You know, it's been good. We really appreciate it. I want to say thanks in a very special way to you, and may God continue to bless you. And we look forward to us being around by God's grace for next hurricane season to bring the weather update to those who pay strict and keen attention to it. God bless you.
And God bless you to my brother. It has been a fun one. And to our listeners and viewers also in Antigua and Barbuda and the rest of the Leeward Islands and even further afield, we are so grateful that you stuck with us. And as we say goodbye, we look forward to at least keeping you abreast as to changes. If there are any, we will just come on and give you the information. And as we close off this one, we say goodbye until next year. God's willing.
God's willing. Yeah, take care, man.
Okay, great stuff, man.